Brick vlog.
Hey, look! It's Aquaman times 4. There's 4 Aquaman posters lined up. That's the whole theater. Hey, look! It's Aquaman is the latest installment to the DC Extended Universe. Now, had there been the suggestion of an Aquaman movie years ago, many people would take that as one big joke because of how lame Aquaman was considered. But hey, now Aquaman's cool because he gets some heavy metal moments, intimidating looks into the camera, and he's played by Jason Momoa, so hey, I guess they can try to work with that. Yeah, no, you gotta hand it to director James Wan, as an Aquaman movie is a tough one to make, but in my opinion, he really did manage to pull it off, so well done. No spoilers included in today's review, so here we go. Aquaman is the origin of Arthur Curry, born from a human guy and an aquatic woman, making him the bridge between the land and the sea. His half-brother Orm wants to start a war with the surface world because of pollution in the seas and whatnot, and Aquaman is the only one who could stop him by taking the throne of Atlantis. So there's your general rundown of the plot. The plot actually settles quite nicely. Maybe a bit choppy in the beginning, but once things slow down for a bit, it all neatly unfolds with a feeling of adventure and fun to it. As shown from the trailer, there's this whole quest for the Trident, which that style of adventure is something you wouldn't see in a superhero movie too often. I really enjoyed that, I gotta say. The plot also has its themes tightly woven within it, and makes for an experience you could easily allow yourself to get into. I mean, it can be super predictable at times, but it's generally just a fun popcorn movie, you know? And also, there's a whole thing where, they keep transitioning from exposition to action by simply just having an explosion cut off somebody mid-conversation and then have a dramatic entrance. I mean, it's cool maybe the first time, but when you do it the second time and then the third time and then that's literally your only way of transitioning, it gets a little old. It's a CGI fiesta, this film. The film is absolutely loaded with CGI, but of course it comes down to, was it good or bad CGI? There were certainly moments of some really trashy CGI, but considering how much there was total, and with the majority of it being really well done CGI, you gotta still hand it to them. It's really good stuff. The visuals across the film are absolutely outstanding at times, actually. So, many different visually grasping and breathtaking moments. I am one to very much applaud this film for all the astounding visuals, yes. Then, you got the characters. Aquaman was definitely super awesome, being made out to be as cool as possible from his action scenes. His character's arc makes this film like a coming-of-age movie, or more like a coming-of King of Atlantis story. You'll learn his origins, and even with this taking place after Justice League, there's still a lot more origin of him to play out, which this film does. Mira was super cool as well. Really loved her character, and the dynamic she has with Aquaman is really well done. The main villain of the story is, of course, Orm. He's not as bad as I expected, actually. Bad as in, as a character. Obviously, he's bad as a villain, He's portrayed rather well, to my surprise, where his motives are pretty clear, and he's not necessarily just super evil by heart. Then, there's the other villain, right? Let's try not to forget about him. Black Manta's in this, yeah. I originally expected him to just be a secondary villain where they just shoved him in the movie for the heck of it, where he really distracts from everything else that's going on. However, I was a little more impressed by how his character was integrated into the film, with him contributing well to Aquaman's main story and the overall plot. The acting was I mean, it was a kind of low-quality cast, but Amber Heard, on the other hand, let's take a moment to congratulate her, as it was always an honor for a celebrity actress to earn a high place on Brickman's celebrity crush list. Okay, anywho, soundtrack, do we want to talk about the soundtrack? Well, some music choices were a little odd, but the original score was kinda decent. It helps to escalate some scenes for sure, and some scenes were pretty darn escalated. From my experience, there were at least 3 action scenes that had me at the edge of my seat going, whoa, hey look, it's mother flippin' Aquaman, and this movie is so aquatically inclined, I love it. The speakers of the theater were being blown out from a few super intense scenes. It was a kind of low quality theater, but still. So ultimately, Aquaman blew me away. Like, imagine yourself in the blowhole of a whale, and it just blowing ya. Yeah, that's this movie. As a massive Aqua fan, this movie makes for quite the enjoyable experience. It takes everything it can from the comics and escalates that to a whole nother level. Sure, there were some bad CGI moments, awkward camera angles, and cringy dialogue here and there, but I'd say that the good certainly outweighs the bad here. This movie is aqua-awesome. Aqua-awesome. That pun sounds a lot better on paper. Just, you know what? The movie is good. I'd even go as far as to say it's better than Wonder Woman, and therefore as good as the DCEU can get for now. Again, though, keep in mind some bias does come in when I'm such a huge Aqua fan, as many of you may know. But that also means my standards were high and that I was not let down. So perhaps the biggest letdown of this film was that they never said, hey, look, it's Aquaman. And also at the very end of the film, not really spoiling anything here, but they do kind of do a ripoff of the whole Aquaman song where he's like kind of really poorly paraphrasing the words that he's the king of Atlantis, king of the sea, where the danger is, that's where he'll be, always defending you, yes, you and me. You know that song, that's a really good song, and he kind of rips it off at the end without just, giving in, and why not just put the song in there at that point, you know what I'm saying, man? Alright, so that all being said, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for lots more videos coming real soon. This might be one of my last videos for the year, so have yourselves some happy holidays, and a happy new year, and all that stuff. Aqua season. Right? Alright, bye.